Hi there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tami White from stampwithtami.com, and welcome to my online class. Today we're going to be playing with the Waves of Inspiration stamp set. This is part of my Waves series, which I have on my blog, and an extension of last Friday's video. So you'll want to check all of these out because they're amazing. This whole entire collection is amazing. I'm going to be sharing some blending techniques today using blending brushes and Sponge Daubers to create these cards. They're landscapes, like the title moon rising over the wave. That's the one I'm going to share with you today. They're both created the same way. And while you guys are jumping on board, let me tell you a little bit about what's happening. I am recording live on my YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter channels at Stamp with Tami. And as a thank you for joining me and joining in this class and having some fun today, I have a free prize for you to enter to win. It is the Mischievous Mice Stamp Set from Stampin Up. Super cute stamp set. All you need to do to enter is to drop a comment on one of the videos on one of the platforms. Whichever one you're watching, make sure you're watching, drop a comment on the original one on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube, and you will be entered to win. And if you share this video onto social media, type the word shared into the comments after you share it, I will enter you a second time. So super cute stamp set to look forward to. Good luck everybody on that one. And I'm gonna do a quick share before we get started, just because my heart's been very heavy this week with everything that's been going on in the Ukraine and Russia. And so yesterday I had a little stamp therapy and I made this card. And I wanted to share it just to let you guys know if you like it and want to recreate it. I do have instructions for it on my blog at stampwithtami.com. You can download the instructions for free. It uses the Celebrate Sunflowers because that's the national flower of Ukraine. And so I use the Celebrate Sunflowers and the Here Together for the inside. And also for our hands, I used the Here For You dies. Lots of great uses for that set. So just a quick share. I have a lot more shares coming at the end of this video with Waves of Inspiration collections, because that is now available starting today in my online store. Just kicked off today. So anyways, these are the two cards I am doing today. Just wanted to share my Ukraine love card, just so you guys know. You can download it there if you'd like to make some of those. Okay, so I'm gonna have a lot of fun with these cards. I'm gonna be making this one, but they're both really made the same way. I'm gonna be sharing how to do emboss resist. We're gonna be doing some heat embossing and some resist techniques there, and masking, and then some blending techniques. So I used, in addition to this stamp set, for the moon, I took the moon from the To the Moon stamp set. And for the palm trees on our tropical card, I used Paradise Palms. I have a list of all of the supplies and quick links to get them in my online store at stampwithtami.com. There's a link directly to this video in the video's description. And if you're on YouTube, I also have all of these supplies listed there as well. So I try to keep it easy for you guys. I also have written instructions on that resource page that goes along with this project. All right, let's get started with the stamping. So I'm going to start with some heat embossing. And I'm going to use Versamark ink, white. I'm going to be heat embossing in white. We've got our words and our wave stamp. And I'm going to take the Layering Circles dies. And I took the fourth largest circle and I cut it out of a Post-it note. I pre-cut it for you guys. So I've got some basic white or shimmer white, whichever you like. You could use either one of those. And I've got my Post-it note. We're going to be using that, so I want to keep that handy. The first thing, actually, you know what? Before I stamp the wave, I'm going to stamp the moon. I did this both ways when I was creating the project, and I found if I didn't stamp the moon first, it didn't always line up. There wasn't always enough space for it. Sometimes I stamped the wave too far over this way, and then I only got partial moon. And I want the full moon. I want the full moon on this one. Okay, so I'm going to ink up that moon. I'm going to stamp it all the way to the top left-hand side of the card. And I'm using Daffodil Delight ink for that. Welcome aboard, everybody. It's great to see you guys. Really excited to be on with you guys today. It is a Tuesday at noon, and I'm really enjoying a little stamping today. Stamp therapy is good for the soul. That's how I feel. I'm going to take Versamark now, and I'm going to stamp the wave and then the words. And for this, the wave, I'm going to extend it. Like I did on Friday's video, I shared how to extend the wave. I'm going to do that again for this one because I'm going to need a little bit of extra space. And you are correct, Diane. It is a beautiful big moon, and proportionally, it is perfectly sized for this wave. It just works perfectly with this. And I have a whole series on this collection. At stampwithtami.com, I have more coming. And a swap that I am about to do right after this video, a demonstrator swap. And at the end of this video, before I go do that, I'm going to share just a couple that were on the top of the pile I grabbed on my way down. So there's lots of ideas to share with you guys. I got fresh new ideas that I haven't shared yet with you guys. So lots of cool stuff. So I know it's kind of hard to see. I've got this lined up with the moon, and it's almost impossible to see Versamark because it's a watermarking ink pad. It's like, you know, tone on tone. So now I'm only inking up this little strip right here because that's all I'm going to use to extend. And my other Versamark pad is really dirty, and my glasses. So it was easy to see when I stamped the stamp on here. It was easy to see it. This is a newer Versamark pad. It's not dirty, so I can't see it at all. I can't even see it. Okay. I don't think it was an awesome line up there, but we're going to roll with it anyways. You know what? I keep closing that, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be done with it yet. We want to stamp our words all at the same time. So this is all going to go in white, heat embossed. So I'm going to stamp that in the top left-hand corner. All right, next up, I've got some white emboss powder here, part of the Stampin' Up Basics collection. Tina, your swap, she says she can't wait to get her swaps back. I'm going to be doing them. I'm going to be doing the swapping right after this video, but your swap was on the top of my pile, so I'll be sharing that one at the end of this video. You guys, I mean, you know, Tina Wardell, she's amazing anyways. We love her stuff, but yeah. Just got lucky that one was on the top of the pile because it was random. I was running down for the class and I just grabbed what was on top to share with you guys. Yeah, that wasn't an awesome lineup here, but you know what? I think that when we put it all together, it's all going to be okay, and you guys will get the idea. The main part is sharing the techniques so that you guys can recreate it. Okay. Now we're going to heat emboss. So I'm going to take my heat tool. And we're going to heat all of that, the words, the wave. I know it's tone on tone, and it's really hard for the camera to pick that up. I hope you guys can see just a little bit of it. I think there, you can see a little bit of there. Once it melts, you'll be able to see it a lot better. But once we start doing the resist technique, you'll really see it. It's going to pop once we start doing the resist. So many cool things to do with this wave. Have you guys seen them? Did you see my other cards that I've been sharing with them in last Friday's video? So last Friday's video, I stamped the wave in black and did some blending, Stampin Blend blending techniques. So different coloring medium. Almost there. Just checking, making sure everything is embossed really well. You want to make sure you didn't miss any spots, because as soon as you start doing the blending, it will show if you've missed any spots. Okay, so can you guys see that okay? I know it's really hard to see, I think, on the camera. Okay, but the wave is there. The words are there. Trust me, they're there. Oh, yay. I'm glad you liked the cards, Kathy, on Friday. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in And I'm gonna take that. We made this mask in the beginning. It's the 4th largest layering circle cut out of a Post-it note. It just by coincidence happens to be orange, which is close to the color of the moon, so don't let it fool you. That is a Post-it note there. Let's bring in our colors here. We've got Night of Navy, Pacific Point, Coastal Cabana are the 3 colors I'm going to be using for the wave in the sky, and the Daffodil Delight I'll be using one more time for the moon. Okay. So the first thing I did was I took Sponge Daubers. So I'm going to start with a Sponge Dauber, put it on your finger. Mine's on my left index because I'm a lefty. So you righties will probably want to put it on your right. I'm going to start with the Coastal Cabana because that's the color I used on the wave. And as soon as I start, this is a resist. As soon as I start it, you're going to see that embossing immediately. See that? Right? Pops right off at you. And so that's what's called resist, meaning that the embossing is resisting the ink, so it's going to stay white. And it's okay if you go outside the lines on this. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you know what? I can even tell you right now, the misaligned wave extension there doesn't even show. I mean, you're going to see it because I just pointed it out to you, right? But it really doesn't jump off at you at all. Somebody else wouldn't notice that. Now I'm going to switch over to Pacific Point, and I'm just going to take I'm going to take another sponge. I'm starting this with Sponge Dauber, but I'm going to end it with the blending brush. So I'm going to take the Sponge Dauber in this tiny little area right here of the wave because it's a little bit too small for the blending brush. So I'm going to take the Sponge Dauber. I'm going to go around the edge of the wave down below here. And you just want to make sure it doesn't go underneath this mask. Make sure you get it good, go right over that mask. All right, so now I'm going to swap that over to the blending brushes. Once I get that done, the rest of this can be done with the blending brush, and it goes a lot quicker. So I'm just going to lift a little bit of ink off the ink pad with this blending brush, starting off the edge of the paper just so I don't get a line on the paper. And then I'm going to do the whole entire background in Pacific Point. If you overlap the wave a little bit with this, it's okay. I'm intentionally going right over the words. I'll show you a little trick on how to bring that wave back after if it gets overlapped at all. So you can go circular, you can go back and forth, you can do a little of everything there. And then once I get the whole background done, I'm going to switch to Night of Navy. And the reason why I'm doing the 2 different colors here is because it brought out a little bit of a different color. The blend of the 2, the Night of Navy, the dark Night of Navy over the Pacific Point, just brought out a really pretty color that was just a little different than just doing straight on Night of Navy or straight on Pacific Point. I did do a little bit of ombre there. I didn't go, well, some of it I guess I touched the wave, but I didn't go all the way down to the wave on all of it with the Night of Navy. So there is a little bit of ombre there. A little bit of a different blending technique than we did on Friday's card too, because we used the blending brushes on those. Okay. So once I get that done, I might do a little touch up right here. It's really close to the wave, so I'm going to, for a little bit more control, I'm going to use the Sponge Dauber. Okay, so it looks good. I think the background looks good. I might do one more layer of the Night of Navy, I think, on the top part here. There we go. All right, so I'm going to I'm taking the Sponge Dauber that I used in Coastal Cabana. I'm going back to that and just touching up this area that I overlapped, the darker. When I was doing the darker, I hit the edge of that wave. So I'm just going to go back over that with Coastal. Super pretty, right? Super cool. Now, one thing I did notice that I had to do is, I'm not going to have to use a paper towel for this because I used a tissue, but I forgot to bring one. If you notice that you've got some dark on here, take your, whatever, Kleenex, paper towel, whatever, it all works, and just wipe it, because that white emboss will resist the ink and it will pop right out at you. So if it looks like it got some color, it looks like it dulled a little bit with the color, just wipe that color right off the embossing. Wipe that gray right out of your hair. Kidding. Do you guys know what? Just some of you might know what what I was referring to there. I feel like that just aged me. Okay. So then, this is the cool part, right? I'm gonna take that mask off the moon. Right? Now, one thing I wanted to do here with the moon, I wanted to make it really bright, right? And this looks good. It does. It looks good there. That passes, right? It's awesome. Stamps, ink, and paper, you know, this was a really, really easy card without a ton of extra stuff on it. But I did want to take that Daffodil Delight and the Sponge Dauber. Oops, we're stuck. There we go. And I'm going to go over the moon even more. Just because I want it to be like a full harvest moon, just rising over the ocean, just make it pop. And boom, that's it. That's it. That's all there was to that card. All there was to both of the cards. We've got emboss resist, we had a little masking, and we've got sponge daubers and blending brushes. And then we're just going to take that and attach it to the card base. And now on the card base, I've got basic black. Again, these measurements, you know what I'm saying again, but I don't think I told you this. Especially if you're new, I am really sorry for not bringing this up. But I do have all the measurements and a list of all the supplies and heart links to both of these cards that I'm sharing today. I'm just making this one, but they were both made the same way on the project resource page. The link's in the video's description, so you can download that. I've got written instructions there for you as well. And on this card base, I have some blue foil. Now, blue foil is part of the... Just gonna put that aside for a minute. I'm going to bring this out. I attached some of these rhinestone jewels. So the rhinestone jewels and the blue foil are part of the Ocean collection. And as I mentioned to you guys, I have a ton of cards to share with that collection. That collection just launched in my online store today. You can purchase these products in my online store starting right now. So you can get them individually, you can get them all together. You save a little bit when you get them all together. I'm going to share just really quick. I did share these on Friday, so you can go back to Fridays to see a more detailed look at these products. But I'm just going to share so you guys know what you're looking at when I share the cards. There's blue foils. You can purchase blue foils. How pretty are these, right? So that's what I layered that embossed layer on. And then there is gorgeous designer series paper that just looks like waves and beach. So fun. It's double-sided 12 by 12 paper. And then the embellishments I just shared with you guys, these rhinestones. Now, the three things that I just shared, the foils, the designer series paper, and these embellishments are while supplies last. I do expect them to sell out. This has been very popular already this morning. It's been very popular. So those are while supplies last. I would not recommend waiting too long to get those. The stamp set and the coordinating dies will be carrying over. So we've got the Waves of Inspiration stamp set and the Waves dies. So that's the collection. It's available now. You guys ready for some fun projects? Oh my gosh. Seriously. So first of all, let's start with Fridays. If you missed Friday's video, this was it. I did the wave in black here, so you can see the wave. The wave was in black, and I used Stampin Blends markers. And then on these two, the wave is embossed in white, and I did a revert resist with heat emboss powder. So you see, I had so much fun just adding some of our stamp sets that they all proportionally matched perfectly, right? The sailboat, the lighthouse, they all just go so great. They're great size for this wave. I have instructions for these two. So in the series, these are cards 1 and 2. There's a video for them. There's written instructions for 3 and 4. These are all linked in my project page for this, so you guys can find them easily. These are 5 and 6 of the series, so you'll be able to download the entire series. You'll get instructions for the entire series. And then coming up tomorrow, I believe, is this card. So this is card 7 and card 8. Shaker card for card 8. Super fun with the diorama dies. And in addition to that, I didn't count these in the series. These were our Stamp and Scoop projects. They're triple embossed cards. I'm gonna fix my ribbon, popped out there. They're triple embossed, so you can catch that video on how to make these cards. Again, linked on this project. So all of these cards will be linked in this video's description, so you can get everything, links to everything in one place. Okay, now I'm going to show you stuff that's never been shown here before. These are, and I literally just grabbed them off the top of the swap pile. I'm about to do this swap in a few minutes. So there are more, and I will share them all in the next week or so. So stay tuned for even more ideas. I'm telling you, this is, there's so many endless possibilities. Next week is the next Stamp and Scoop show, Kathy. We do that every other week. And I know I'm not always on Tuesdays alone. Usually I just do every other week with the scoop. But today I just had so many cool projects with this wave collection. I'm like, we'll do another video in the middle and share some more techniques, because it's just so many cool things with this. I love this collection. I love it. And some of these, I believe, like this one looks like it's a fun fold. I'm sorry, it's still in its wrapper. Like I said, I literally just grabbed them and ran. So stay tuned for more details on all of these cards that are part of the swap. Look at this one with the designer series paper and some of the mesh on the background. What a cool idea. Double wave with the dies there. Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it. And then we've got some stamping here. This one looks like a fun fold too. Can't wait to open that one up. I'm such a tease. Stay tuned. This is one. I think this is my favorite designer series paper pattern in the pack. So cool. That one could just look like the waves on the beach. This one, how gorgeous. So these two are Tina's. I told you. Tina's happen to be on the top, so they literally, like, I was grabbing them, but she's even got and I know that if she doesn't have them yet, she will be having instructions on how to make these on her blog. And she's just so amazingly talented. And I love her stuff. Love her stuff. It's always an honor to get it. Super cool. So I hope that you guys are inspired, because, oh my gosh, right? So many cool projects. So on my blog, I will have more information on these swaps coming soon. But you can get instructions on all the cards in the series that I just shared with you. And then unrelated to the wave set, just a quick, I shared this at the beginning, but for those of you who tuned in late and may have missed that, I shared this, I made this yesterday because I was really sad and my heart was really hurting, and crafting is always an outlet for me when I'm feeling just really like down and out. So I made this using the sunflowers as the Ukrainian national flower, and the hands came from the Here For You die set. Just a little love for Ukraine right now. And I have instructions for this as well at stampwithtami.com. So you can get instructions on how to make all of these cards and the details there, as well as all of the wave cards. So I hope that you've enjoyed this quick class. I really appreciate you guys joining me today. Thank you so much. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And I will be back on Friday with a really cool fun fold class. Lots of great ideas, and even some alternates to the February paper pumpkin that you're just going to absolutely fall in love with. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you on Friday.